So someone asked if I could go into a little more detail on the three factions found here in the Wasteland, and I'm here to tell you that I have discussed it and my non-disclosure agreement with the devs of this game, and they have cleared it and said that it is fine because legal has been dead for 50,000 years out here, so no one's here to sue me. So I'm here to break down exactly what's happening. Old Man Gaming, I saw, had made a post and asked if any of the leaders of these sects slash factions were chimeras, and at the time I didn't have the information and I didn't want to lead you astray, but I'm here today to tell you that indeed your worst fears are realized. They are in fact chimeras, and let me explain why. Get out of here, Henry. Already flying by my screen. As we collect, well, let me start from the beginning. We're gonna do a speed run, okay? Humanity collapses. Various parts are out there that we need to collect. Genetic material has kind of degraded to the point where all we have left are clones, and chimeras must be steadily fed new or pure genetic material that can only be found out there where the vestiges of humanity once dwelled. Basically, what we have here is most of the time the genetic material you pick up and deliver back home is pure as the driven snow and helps her chimera be a better person. She's very encouraging. So far, our genetic material, spotless, no problems. However, sometimes, let's say, for example, a religious sect was out there, drinking the Kool-Aid, doing whatever it was doing. It collapsed like all things did. But the genetic material stayed there over. It's preserved. It's harvested, taken back. It's fed to our clones, some of our higher tier clones doing some of the order of operations here. And then after they hit their critical load, what happens? That. That's part of it. But more importantly, the genetic material filters into here, and then what? Drops right into the bath with the chimera. It is then absorbed into that individual, allowing new life, memories, etc. Well, you pick up the remnants of, say, a megalomaniac church, leader, and you bring it back home. Suddenly, that's insidiously made its way into the brain, and what we have is at least one of those chimeras we know the name of Shibito, as it's now going by, trying to lead a cult. What's happening is all of these chimeras have a singular purpose, right? The perpetuation of humanity or whatever remains of us in whatever way they see fit. They're getting smarter, brighter. They come up with new solutions. Well, in the case of the Shibito chimera, their thought is through control of the spirit, right? Through belief, have them join up with the cause, join the Unholy Church, become their minions, have this kind of, you know, bigger than idea rather than what we have here on Earth. It's bringing people in because there's not a whole lot to hope for out here, right? That is the Unholy Church. Unfortunately, a custodian that was sent out by a chimera found a megalomaniac kind of religious leader, brought it home, absorbed in, and that imprinted on that chimera. Bummer. The machine cult, similar. You had your more pragmatic cults out there. If you even want to call them cults, I would just say organizations that were keeping things going. The mechanics, the gearheads, the machinists. We have a couple of their clones over here. That are still hard at work. Well, some of those guys leaned a little hard into this. They had a lot of time to think out here in the sands, and basically what they said was humanity was a fucking bummer, and their organics is what failed us. All that remains are the relics out here, the outposts of metal. This is what we need to do. This is our next evolution. This is how we safeguard against extinction. Well, you pick up some genetic material from those fellas, you bring it back home, you load it into the chimera, and what you got is a machine cult god. I don't know the name of that one yet. I'm barely piecing this together on my Hackbot 303. Let me just show you real quick where I do most of my hacking. This is a red herring. That doesn't do anything. So yeah, B1200ST hyphen 1 semicolon. Yeah, that pretty much is exactly what I feared most. So the machine cult, formed because of the genetic material harvested from machinists and other pragmatic, logic-minded individuals. Now, they are now driven by a new focus, which is slowly convert everyone to machine. That is how you perpetuate and save mankind. I don't agree, but it's a means to an end. The Unholy Church wants to control all the minds, get them all on the same page, and then have like a nation move forward from there. The third, the Evil Corp, it's a little less. You okay, bud? Machine call getting to you? The third one, Evil Corp, was Unsurprisingly, the remains of humanity that left over, the selfish, greedy, high aloft in their, you know, dormitories way up in the skies, the cloud people, their, poop fell out of the skies into the ground. Some of that genetic material gets converted into pure stuff because they are some of the most pure still alive up there in the clouds. That gets harvested, brought back, and what happened with that one is unfortunately that chimera took on that greed principle. What you have is a whole bunch of weaknesses in humanity that have accidentally imprinted onto chimeras. And in the case of the evil corp, all three have different means to the same goal, which is the preservation of humanity. All of them, I would say, aren't altruistic. Evil corp is what remained of those naughty little capitalists, and now you got a greedy chimera that just wants control of the body, basically. Or sorry, not body, control of the mind. So you got the Unholy Church that wants control of your mind. You want, I'm sorry, of the spirit, basically. The Evil Corp wants control of your mind, and the Machine Cult wants control of your body. They're all wanting something from you, and that's what makes them especially deadly. But basically, it was a corruption through forced genetic material imprinting on the chimera. Now out there, I don't even want to talk to them. I mean, it's real bad. They send me messages all the time like, yeah, that's just filthy. I'm going to send something back. You eat poop, lol. Okay, that's sent, and they should be getting that shortly, so they know where I stand. That's what I'm about. So if you guys are curious about that, just keep in mind, the genetic material you pick up at these various sites could be it could be Albert Einstein. Absolutely possible. It could also be Jerry who, would clean like stalls with the same bucket that he used to clean up poop with. You never know. That's what I'm saying. This is probably him, actually, to be honest. So as I ferret out more and I learn more about these factions, and my hackbots are going 24/7. Harvey is even kind of on the job. I've divvied up most of this guy shouldn't even be making swords. He's supposed to be researching. I'm sorry, that's embarrassing. But I'll know more as more time passes. If you guys get any clues, please pass them my way. I'll add them to the ideal wall that is over right in here. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of enthusiastic employees, and so I'm looking to add more to that. So if you find out more about them, let me know, because we're building out this plan, and if we're going to take these people down, we need every scrap of detail and gen mat we can get our hands on.